You can't do it, stay your ass home.
Right. Entertainment's forgiving, Shirley. You know why?
Yeah.
You can actually do 2 weeks and get away with it because you're in entertainment. So going through here is that.
But was the state
Well, Shirley never. I hold Shirley to a higher standard.
Moving on to another
She
subject.
especially in wardrobe.
Everybody said if it was somebody it would have been a year.
Who gives a
yeah, see what I'm saying? So the whole.
Him also, he came from a very dysfunctional family. So
Who ain't from a dysfunctional family? Raise your hand. Divorce. My family made it, and I for it. I mean, how many people out there from divorce? My brother ran away, sister taking dope.
It's supposed to be a political show, so let's go into a political issue.
Okay.
Apparently, there was a major California.
Yes.
There was a trial that took place in Los Angeles, thinking that was going to keep. When that verdict came in, apparently it was the third. I think his name is. Is it Clark Grant the Third? I'm looking at my notes. Oscar Grant the Third.
Yeah.
Apparently was unarmed. Turned face down. Instead of the officer remembering, for some reason, mixed up the taser with the gun. That's what he's stating. He was confused with the difference in a taser, and a gun. And I say white because he was white and the boy was black. Now, I could say Chinese, Mexican, and y'all say that's discriminating. I'm telling you the real facts right here. There was rioting. The mother was appalled and outraged, and rightfully so. Family, urban communities need mismanagement scenarios where they're not being treated right. Justice was urban. We have to continue. What do you feel about that? You lived in an urban community for a long time, like new, isn't?
No, it's not. And look, I do believe there are certain situations, especially in our society, they're called collateral damage, and whether you and the result of what has happened. I don't know if we get all the facts all the time, so it's very
actually neat. Here's a man who was turned face down,
right?
An officer edit,
right?
I mixed my weapon,
right? And
people say that they're as it turns out, Shirley, too, there's the pieces that has a number of YouTube videos, and because I am no business, I am able to show television. RT, the former Rush on it, Vic.
Yeah.
Let me get that audio ready for you. I'll get that audio ready. But it's about specifics. We're going just a second.
Well, again, I'm Vic. I mean, I was born and raised in Los Angeles, and we've been discriminated for years. Some are Rodney King case.
Yeah.
Where basically Rodney, of course, taking the way he was taken.
Yeah, Shirley, the part that I've learned in my family is that you just can't have equal justice to really fight your way out of being in it, whether it's geographic or otherwise. You have to get out of that.
That's what's typecast.
No, I agree.
Black friends.
I absolutely
agree. He was all black.
Yes,
I mean, he's
argument strive a little bit harder to get out of situations like this because it's the nature of the beast, and I believe this. I say this: there's an animalistic behavior in all cultures. Deep is not equal across the board in all communities.
In the ghetto, you get shot.
It's not
well, would you say law enforcement subliminal racism? Would you say law enforcement subliminal racism? That politically they own in their head, especially African Americans and Latinos, and prejudge them.
And here's a part that we all talk about.
And making us being in this category.
And I'm going to say this. Mario and I talk and say, it's one thing to stand pat at what you have to go above and beyond.
Because it's not equal world.
Right, and I'm going to say this.
It's not a fair world. It's none of that crap.
If people raise a geographic map of the crimes, and it's through junior high school, and when you could see, here's the green ring is, and if that's pumped into you all the time, you'll work hard to get out of those situations because by default, you're in higher prevalence of, these are situations we believe occur in this community.
Right.
Do that situation. Okay. The policeman was wrong. Now, what did you get out of those scenarios? And we talk about it all the time. We say, it's kind of hard. You don't go to the basement.
I'm going to to that area. You can't get out of the neighborhood. You can't get out of your circumstance. I think urban police officers need to be let me finish. I'll let you talk. And the reason I say that is white America coming to urban community. I would go to Martin Luther King parade. You guys haven't seen my video, make sure to go to hiphoprepublican.tv and check out. They're from Pomona. How long you worked on LAPD? Oh, I've been here about 2-3 months. Okay, so they're going to be trained by someone who's kind of that racial energy of how they've been out and what they've learned. Not the people. Anytime you hire an officer outside of the community, had asked them. They say that they have urban programs to integrate them more with the people. They're there yet, and I don't know if they ever will.
Shirley's exactly. The programs have been instituted. Shirley, what did you just say a minute ago? Remember the neighborhood policing program? In other words, there are tons of studies, exactly what you're saying.
Well, exactly.
That show that community policing, having in the community, it involves money. And remember, you have to have the incentive in the inner city. How often do they have that incentive? Never. Almost never.
Do you believe that when we say this, the part of it is that the development to really have what we call additional, say, programs neighborhood you live in. Say, for example, parks and recreation. Things of that nature. Those things tie to it. And the problem I have with this is that it's not just starting off with the police, because you're going to always have the bad element. Corporate America, politics, there's a bad element. What we're going to find out is that, and we know that, you know this is true, feel more comfortable to do something else, whether it's to visit, to work. Don't you feel a little bit safer?
A little bit safer. I feel that there's more opportunities. And I think in urban communities, you don't have major stores like
about crime. What about crime?
As far as crime, I would agree with that to some extent. I think that
that's sad, but it's
the issues of urban communities are dysfunctional. But basically, the urban communities we don't have some of the made chilies and the cocos and the, they take the risk of putting the stables.
It's
and
about
the
money.
It's about the risk of that money, because a lot of developers into urban communities, and people have a community of Los Angeles. We had a beautiful Macy's, and they turned it into a Walmart. Y'all gonna let Macy's turn it into Walmart?
I got a question about that, and it's more of a statement. If you look at what you call Macy's, the Macy's building that we're in is a building that's been built in the 40s with external piping inside. So beautiful may be something different. See, when I go down there and see it, I see, well, I see
ghetto building.
You're right. They put money in the same
Oakland,
thing.
and you see the Sears building and down. Boys, toe up. It's ghetto. So Detroit, another ghetto. We're talking about urban community. We're talking about money, right?
Right. And I remember, now before we go too far, the piece for them to see.
All right.
Okay. About what happened, all this controversy and discussion that causes us.
2010 are still here.
So here we go. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look at this video and let's hear what they have to say.
Everybody stay non-violent. Stay non-violent, man.
Such using this for an opportunity. Some people are mad about the issue. Unfortunately, to me, a lot of people act up.
Then probably have to roll back on that.
That's all right, But you have some brothers out there. We all didn't want. People think Africans or people in urban communities want violence. We do want justice, and so when justice doesn't take place, violence will commence. If justice doesn't take place, let me
like a Black Panther.
Power to the people. I told y'all that.
What's
it's like a ruthless revolutionary Shirley's version.
Yourself up. You know what happened.
Look,
you know
we got it. We got it. You're a revolutionist. I'm an abortionary.
My heart goes out to the urban communities of Oakland, because this lady lost her, and Eric takes his face and puts him face down, mixing up his weapon. What's to say that I'll up his weapon again?
Man, if they have to wear this hot ass brother shit.
But you know what, Shirley?
I got $1.
How often?
I got $1. He's gonna keep telling you.
Shirley, are we saying that the explanation of politics? You're wrong.
Dance for me.
You're wrong.
Dance for me.
You're wrong.
You gotta
dance for me.
After that, I don't even want to say anything. But you know what? Where's the tricky finger in other and non-minority areas? If what you're saying is true, you're paying attention to something, and you basically are saying, well, policemen. But how come they're so trained so well to know not to do what they do in suburban areas? It's only a correlation with minority. Going back to your point, that yes, they're predisposed to think we're in the urban area, get your trigger ready, get these conditions ready, they're heightened. So what's the training is? They know how not to do it in other areas. So,
right.
So what do you?
Well, they don't have to. They just don't do it because they don't.
That's what I'm saying.
By the same rules and regulations. Right. We're gonna have to ask Lenny McAllister. He's gonna be coming on as Mario's getting a video together.
How's he gonna come on?
Through my cell phone, through my mic. How you doing, Lenny? I'm doing really good. On hiphoprepublican.tv, we're having a difference here on yesterday in Oakland. With the brother who, basically was unarmed, face down. I know you know the story. They mixed up the gun with the taser. So basically, Vic is here not arguing, but saying.